Well, every year the Georgia Farm Bureau gives members a chance to see a wide variety of farm operations in a relatively short period of time. Typically, you'd find the travelers visiting one of the districts around Georgia, but for the first time, producers had the opportunity to see how a few folks in South Carolina do farming. This year's tour consisted of more than 40 people from around the state. And on this occasion, participants learned about farming from growers in South Carolina, plus research and development on several of the stops. Georgia Farm Bureau President Zippy Duval along for the trip. He said venturing into another state this go-round can prove to be a great learning experience.
Our way of doing things had been going to a different district in our own state, and so we thought we'd mix it up, do a little bit experimenting and see how our people like it. So we decided every so often we'd take the tour out of state to a neighboring state or somewhere else that has something that has to do with agriculture and give them a different viewpoint. And to me, as a farmer, you want to tour something that you're not familiar with so that you can look for that new diversification that might come to your farm in the future to keep those additional generations to coming. And it also, you do want a little mixture of what you are familiar with, because you learn by other people's mistakes, and it's just good opportunity to make sure that you don't make some of the same mistakes that other people make.
Stops on this year's tour gave us an up-close look into R&D that's being performed at Clemson University and the grass that is grown and maintained on the football field that Georgia fans know all too well in Death Valley. Buses rolled on to one of the largest strawberry producers in the Southeast, Cooley Brothers Farm, that's located near Spartanburg, close to the North-South Carolina line. It's called Strawberry Hill, USA, and that's where James Cooley opened up his 110 acres of strawberries to the Georgia farmers. That farm operation has evolved over the years to include a large agritourism presence. The stop gives folks a chance to learn about the long history of the Cooley family's peach operation and even the thousands of blackberry plants. After stops at Max Pride in McBee, South Carolina, the famous Boone Hall plantation in Mount Pleasant used in several movies that's just outside of Charleston, and the Charleston Tea Plantation on Wadmalaw Island, Chalmers Michael of the South Carolina Farm Bureau said he hopes this official visit by Georgia growers won't be the last.
We feel like we know a lot, we know each other, we know our friends, and it's really fantastic to have you guys bring farmers in, bring producers in, and just to share ideas. And for us, it's good for us to come out and meet with them and just to network with them. But most importantly, you've been to Cooley Brothers, you went to Clemson, which is fantastic, and I went to Cooley Brothers, McPride's here at the McLeod's, and then going on down to Boone Hall and the tea plantation and seeing Charleston. That's fantastic for the growers that are on your bus, for our growers to make more friends, and it's a growth, and it's a lot of fun and networking, and I think it's maybe we can do this also, come and visit you guys, bring some South Carolina growers to Georgia.
Okay, coming up next week on The Monitor, I'll have more about this year's out-of-state farm tour, including an inside look at the Charleston Tea Plantation.